Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, man stabbed to death in Mandeville, suspect charged. A Manchester man has been charged with murder after he allegedly stabbed a man to death in Mandeville on Monday. Charged with murder is 22-year-old Javon Nicholson, a resident of Watermouth District in Porus. He is charged with the murder of 29-year-old Renardo Lewin, otherwise called the Joker, a resident of Winterglade, Manchester. A police report said about 5:20 a.m., Lewin and Nicholson got into a dispute at an establishment on Tudor Avenue off Ward Avenue. Nicholson reportedly used a knife to stab Lewin multiple times. Lewin was pronounced dead at hospital. Nicholson was also injured and was treated at hospital. The incident was the first reported murder in Manchester since the start of the year. Man charged in connection with a gun find in Tavares Gardens. Police seized a Smith & Wesson firearm and arrested one man during a snap raid on Thursday night in the community of Tavares Gardens in St. Andrew. Charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized ammunition is Neville Samuel Bartley, otherwise called the Black Man, a 39-year-old vendor and a resident of Tavares Gardens. During the operation, officers also seized a magazine containing 5 9mm cartridges. One corruption charged with murder of bus driver. Jamar Drummond, otherwise called the One Corruption of Marchpen Road in St. Andrew, has been charged for allegedly stabbing a bus driver to death last December. Drummond, a 28-year-old laborer, has been charged with murder and a conspiracy to commit murder. The victim is Nicholas Leash, otherwise called the Flex, of Eltham Park, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 10:50 a.m. on December 28, 2024, Leash was traveling along Young Street, Spanish Town, in a Toyota Coaster bus when Drummond came aboard. Drummond allegedly used a knife to stab Leash in the neck. Leash was assisted to hospital where he was pronounced dead. A probe was launched by the Spanish Town Criminal Investigations Branch, which resulted in Drummond's arrest. He was charged with murder following a question and answer session. Former St. Catherine Most Wanted Bull Amos charged over duffel bag containing guns and ammunition. Former St. Catherine's Most Wanted Glendon Bull Amos, who is already charged with murder, has now been slapped with additional charges related to the seizure of firearms and a larger quantity of ammunition. On Wednesday, Amos was charged with illegal possession of a firearm and illegal possession of ammunition. According to the police, the charges stem from a duffel bag he reportedly abandoned while fleeing from law enforcement in Commodore District, Linstead, St. Catherine in 2022. Reports are that at approximately 12:10 p.m. on May 13, Amos, a Mason, was seen near the Commodore Basic School carrying a duffel bag. Allegedly, the security forces ordered him to stop, but he ran and was pursued. During the chase, he dropped the bag and escaped into nearby bushes. Upon retrieving the duffel bag, police discovered a Colt M16 rifle with 2 magazines containing 17 rounds of 5.56 caliber ammunition, a Taro semi-automatic pistol with 2 magazines, a Maverick 12-gauge shotgun with 5 rounds of 12-gauge cartridges, a Sarsilmas B6 pistol with 44 rounds of 9mm cartridges, an additional 28 rounds of .40 caliber ammunition, and a cap marked Jamaica Constabulary Force. Following an extensive investigation, Amos was captured in Monique, St. Anne on January 29, 2025. On Wednesday, February 12, he was identified during an identification parade and is subsequently charged. Man shot and killed by police in Spanish Town. A St. Catherine man was shot and killed in an alleged confrontation with the police in Spanish Town on Thursday. He has been identified as Ricardo Alexander Powell, otherwise called Koji, of Belmore Lane, Spanish Town. Reports are that about 5:30 a.m., police personnel armed with a search warrant went to Belmore Land, and upon entering a house, Powell was seen with a gun in his hand. he reportedly fired at the police team, and the police took evasive action and returned the fire. Powell was shot and injured during the alleged confrontation. The police say that they retrieved a Taurus .380 pistol loaded with 4 rounds of cartridges and 1 spent casing. Powell was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the matter. Dalrymple Philbert pleads guilty to breaches of IC Act. Former House Speaker and a Member of Parliament for South Trelawney, Marisa Dalrymple Philbert, on Friday pleaded guilty to breaches of the Integrity Commission Act and was fined nearly $1 million. The decision was handed down in the St. Catherine Parish Court. In September 2023, Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert resigned as House Speaker and a Member of Parliament following a ruling by the Integrity Commission that she be charged for making false statements on her statutory declarations. The Integrity Commission had accused her of omitting a Mercedes-Benz motor vehicle from her documents submitted to the Commission between 2015 and 2021. Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert was charged with 8 counts, 4 for breaches of the Parliament Integrity of Members Act and 4 for breaches of the Integrity Commission Act. When she appeared in court Friday morning, Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert decided not to contest some of the charges brought against her. This decision follows a preliminary point raised by her attorney, King's Counsel Peter Champagny, which was considered by Parish Judge Leighton Morris in December 2024. The former House Speaker was slapped with a fine of $900,000 or 10 days in prison. But prior to the sentencing, the presiding judge pointed out issues with the Integrity Commission Act. He noted that there was no clear provision for the Commission to have accepted Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert's declarations, particularly where she had corrected the record by declaring her ownership of the motor vehicle in question during an interview conducted by the officials of the Anti-Corruption Agency. The correction was made by Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert by way of an updated statutory declaration at the recommendation of the Commission and before any charges were brought against her. Speaking with the news on Friday afternoon, Mr. Champagny explained that all of the offenses are non-recordable offenses and would not in any way adversely affect our parliamentary duties.
In summary, of the 8 charges that were before the court, 2 were discontinued. In respect of a few of the others, she was admonished and discharged, and in relation to the remaining 3, a total of $900,000 fine was imposed, or 10 days. I wish to emphasize that these matters are non-recordable offenses, and also I wish to emphasize that the position taken by my client was a noble one, especially in light of the fact that a preliminary point had been taken and certain areas in terms of the act itself was discussed by the parish judge, and in all the circumstances, this was the best course to take. I do believe that it is common ground that the legislation is badly in need of review and was badly crafted. Ms. Dalrymple Philbert continues to serve her constituency and has with her, of course, the highest level of reputation in that regard.
Attorney Peter Champagny, KC.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.